Welcome to Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm Josh Coan.
I'm Carter Burquest.
Today we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings. They had a great season last year, 13-3, went to the NFC Championship game, but they added some pretty big pieces to try to make the team better for next season. So I want to ask you, which offseason acquisition is going to have the biggest impact for the Vikings next year?
Great question. We had a pretty fun offseason, I would say, probably the most fun that I've had in an offseason in a while. And obviously there is a very important answer there that's probably the very obvious answer. I'll let you talk a little bit more about that with the Kirk Cousins signing. I am very excited. I just think with Kirk Cousins, from a win perspective, which is what quarterbacks bring you, I don't think he's going to be able to up your wins much more than 13. There's not really much higher to go. I don't think we're getting to 14, 15, 16 wins as much as the homer in me wants to say we'd get there. I don't know that we will. So I don't know that he's going to provide you much more because Keenum did have a really good season. But Kirk Cousins is going to give you a lot more. He's definitely a better quarterback. And he's going to give you a lot more offensively than Keenum did because I quite honestly think the team carried Keenum, not vice versa. But the impact that I think is going to be huge is Sheldon Richardson. It's going to be really important to have a three technique next to Linval, who's already one of the best nose tackles in the NFL. It's a bummer Sharif got hurt, but it is what it is at this point, and to have another all-pro right next to Linval with two Pro Bowlers on either side of him, that's going to be a huge defensive line. As we've seen in the recent years, defensive lines wins championships. And as much as you want to say quarterbacks, so do defensive lines. We're going to have that. Adding to already a number one defense that can maybe turn into a historically great defense, not just a number one defense for a splash in the pan, but a historically great defense. I think it's really going to provide us a huge impact.
Yeah, and I'm not going to argue with that. I think he will have a big impact. I think the best defense in the league did get better. But I'll take Kirk Cousins for two reasons, not just because he's the obvious answer, but for one, our defense was the number one defense in the league last year. So how much better can they get? Well, if they go from the best this season to the best ever, then yeah, you got a pretty good argument there. But going from one, you can't go much higher than one. So the Vikings defense was great, will be great next season, regardless of the Sheldon Richardson signing. The second reason why I would take Kirk Cousins is because Kirk Cousins, as the quarterback, is the most important position in sports. We understand that, at least in football. He touches the ball on every single possession. He's the one that calls the play, that relays the plays. He's the one that changes things at the line of scrimmage. He has such an impact on the game because of everything he does. And as good as Case Keenum was for us last year, it's not that Kirk Cousins is going to be that much better than Keenum was last year, but he will be basically what Keenum was last year. He'll be consistently that. At least that's the hope. That's why we went and got Kirk Cousins, is because we wanted what Case Keenum gave us, maybe a little bit better, but consistently every single year. And the little things that Keenum may have missed, maybe the touch on the ball, the accurate, little bit more accurate, the stronger deep ball, maybe some plays that Keenum might have missed where Thielen was open. If Kirk Cousins gives you that, even if it's just a small little bit on every throw, that means more yards, more touchdowns, more wins. Now, I agree with you. We're probably not going to get more than 13, 14 wins. We're going to probably end up getting less wins, if not the same, next season, but that would still be considered a success. Even if getting back to the NFC Championship game, I would consider a success because the NFL is so difficult. It would still be a big accomplishment to get back there. But Kirk Cousins is brought in to hopefully get us to that next level, not get us more wins in the regular seasons, but get us one more win, and that's the NFC Championship game, so that hopefully, maybe for the first time in my life, I can actually watch the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think you make some great points, and I'm going to put a little bit of a quantification on what you're talking about with that little bit that Kirk Cousins provides you, and what that is confidence. No matter what anybody tells you last year, we did not have confidence in Case Keenum. I'm just going to say, because no matter what the players told you, every single week was, is this the week Case Keenum is going to collapse? Is this the week we're going to see the offense completely and utterly shut down? And you could see it in the NFC Championship game. Once we got behind, we didn't have faith that Case Keenum could bring us back, that Case Keenum could put the team on his back and carry him to victory. It just wasn't there. And that's what Kirk Cousins is going to provide. The ability that no matter if the defense is having an off day, if you have a couple turnovers, that Kirk Cousins will be able to have that drive to score a touchdown to win the game. That he's going to be able to take the offense to put up 35 points when the defense has an off day. That confidence is going to be huge and allow you to consistently stay in games and give you the confidence to continue to move on. One other point as well, I may be a little bit cheating because not necessarily an acquisition, but getting Dalvin Cook back is going to be huge, is going to really provide a big upside to this offense. As we saw early in the year, I can't wait to see what he's going to do. He'll be all over the field and be a centerpiece to pair with the best wide receiver duo in the NFL and a great new quarterback.
Yeah, and I'm going to address that first part that you said, that confidence. I think that's huge. A big reason why guys like Rodgers, Breeze, Brady, Peyton Manning, why they had those comebacks and can have those comebacks is because when they get in a huddle in the fourth quarter and they look their players, their teammates in the eyes and say, we can do this, they believe them. And that's a huge thing, and I don't know if Kirk Cousins has done enough to necessarily earn that status right now with those kind of guys, but hopefully he can get there. You look at the Saints game in the playoffs this year, it took one touchdown for Drew Brees to throw one touchdown, and then people started saying, oh, maybe he's coming back, maybe he's coming back. And that kind of confidence, when the guys in the huddle believe that your quarterback can lead you back, that's huge. And I do think that's what Kirk Cousins brings. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm still going to say Kirk Cousins is the best, the most important acquisition, the biggest impact. But I also think our draft pick, Mike Hughes, is going to make a pretty big impact on special teams. He may not get in the rotation much. We have some pretty good corners on defense. But if he can be a kick returner for us, he can make an immediate impact right away on special teams.
For sure.
All right, let us know what you guys think. Maybe there's a different name you want to throw out. Which offseason acquisition is going to have the biggest impact for the Vikings this year? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See you later.